international airport, long haul and short haul. Gatwick in many ways has sort of evolved now as the new no-frills airport, or low-cost airport, because we look at the site of EasyJet, Monarch, Norwegian Air Shuttle, the charter airlines such as Thomson Fly and Thomas Cook. There's different segregations. So if I want to go to Malaga, I'm generally going to go from Gatwick. If I want to go to New York, I'm going to go from Heathrow. Is there a need to look at doing 2 runways, one at Heathrow, one at Gatwick, so we can keep on developing that?
So, they serve different markets, and there's a case for expanding both of them. Jim?
Yeah, I think there is. You know, we're clearly, I mean, the ownership of these airports was changed, but they're owned by 2 independent companies now, and they have to make their own minds up about their investment profiles. So I think Gatwick needs to look at the market it serves, and it needs to decide whether or not it can grow that market, and whether or not the Ryanairs and the EasyJets and the Norwegians will fund more infrastructure and more destinations and higher frequencies in the sorts of markets they serve. Heathrow needs the 3rd runway because, as you rightly say, it's a completely different airport and a completely different market. The idea that you would cap the UK's capacity in that different market, in that international business market, in the hope that some of what can't get into Heathrow would pay for the new runway at Gatwick, that's false competition. That's not competition, that's market manipulation. Hold one side down so that the other side could grow. So I think both cases should stand on their own merit, actually.
Hugh, I think in a sense that's also a question to you, because we at the moment start with 2 runways at Heathrow, 1 at Gatwick and indeed 1 at City. If you were to allow 1 additional runway at Heathrow and 1 at Gatwick, that gives you arguably the whole additional capacity that you would get with the new hub airport in the estuary. And if the interim report of the Davis Commission is correct, and building the estuary airport would require closing London City airports, then in fact it might get you more additional capacity than building a new estuary airport. So what do you say to the alternative which has just been suggested of 1 extra runway at Heathrow, 1 at Gatwick?
They serve completely different markets. If we're interested in the global economy and connectivity to the emerging markets, you know, connectivity outside of Europe and America, which Heathrow serves incredibly well. You can't knock Heathrow. Heathrow has been incredibly valuable to us as an economy, but it's how do we pass on to future generations the opportunity that we've benefited from. Europe and America aren't going to be the markets that future generations will look to trade in. There will be growth in those markets, but it's the critical new markets that we need to get to. So we're completely at one with Heathrow on this. We need the capacity for global connectivity, which will, to our minds, only come through a hub. It won't come from point to point. There'll be an element that serves that from point to point, but it will not deal with the major fat routes that you'll require. When you look at capacity, the way Heathrow has been judged at the moment, Heathrow is currently about 71 million passengers per annum. I think your loading's about 150 passengers on average per plane. When you go to the calculations in the Davies Commission interim report, they peg Heathrow as having a capacity of 90 million. Well, that would be running Heathrow at 98% capacity through its opening hours, on its capped throughput 480,000 ATMs per year, and 188 people on each flight. So 188 people on each flight, 98% capacity. You then push that forward with the 3rd runway and you say Heathrow can do 130 million. Well, can it really? Can Heathrow really continue to operate at 98% capacity on 188 passengers per plane? Or is the reality of doing 130 4 runways? Because you need the resilience, you need a reduced number of realistic passengers per plane.
This is getting slightly techy now, and I don't want to invite Jim to respond to these very detailed numbers. I think I may have time for one last question, and then I'm going to